There we go. Okay, so looking at number 5 here. Come on, wake up there. And tablet. There it goes. All right. Come on. There we go. So this statement right here, how we would say that, we would say that triangle SRQ is congruent to triangle SJK. That would mean that we could, if we like cut this out, we could put it exactly onto this triangle. And you can kind of see how that would happen, because see how this mark right here is exactly, see how it's marked the same? That means that this line segment and this line segment, they're exactly the same length. And this line segment and this line segment, exactly the same length. And same with this one and this one. And these angles are the same. And R and J are the same. See how they're marked the same? You could basically take this one, if you rotated it around 180 degrees, it would exactly line up. So what they're asking us is which line segment on the other triangle is SR congruent to. So there's two ways to do this. If they've given us the diagram like this, we can use the diagram. So let's look at the diagram to start out. SR means SR. See how it has a mark with just one on it? We'll look elsewhere in the diagram for something that has just one mark on it. There it is, SJ. So we would write SJ is congruent to SR. We know they're congruent because they marked it that way. But we could have actually figured that out from the statement up here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Get that out of the way. You'll see how S and R are the first and second letter in the congruent statement. The way the letters are written in the congruent statement tells you which things are congruent to which things. So the line segment that goes from the first point to the second point has to be congruent in the from the new statement, SJ. See how it's the first and second one right here? That's how we could have figured out that SJ was what SR was congruent to, even without the diagram. This was actually all that we needed. If they had asked us angle R, what is it congruent to? See how R is the second letter here? It's got to be congruent to the angle for the second letter here. It's got to be congruent to angle J. And you'll notice R and J have the same little marks on them. They are congruent. We could do that with Q. Angle Q, congruent to, it's the third one, so it's got to be congruent to the third one here, angle K, and you'll notice 3 marks on Q, 3 marks on K. There's actually, this statement right here actually gives us 6 sets of congruences. It tells us 3 sets of angles that are congruent and 3 sets of line segments that are congruent.